Middle-earth is stirring once again. After years of silence, the announcement of The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum has reignited the fire of anticipation among fans around the globe. Scheduled for release in December 2027, this isn't just another attempt to cash in on Tolkien's legacy. What makes this project especially intriguing is that the actor most synonymous with Gollum, Andy Serkis, isn't just returning to play the role, he's now stepping into the director's chair. That decision alone has given the film a weight of authenticity that no ordinary spin-off could achieve. But the biggest question lingering in the minds of fans isn't just about the direction of the story. It's about who will actually return. Which of the beloved faces from Peter Jackson's iconic trilogy will step back into Middle-earth, and which characters might be left behind? Back in August, Sir Ian McKellen casually dropped a bombshell that immediately lit up social media. Gandalf and Frodo will both make appearances in this new tale. The idea of seeing McKellen once again wield the staff of the Grey Wizard feels almost too good to be true, while Elijah Wood's Frodo returning offers a direct link to the films that redefined the fantasy genre for a generation. That alone would be enough to draw millions back into theaters. But the conversation didn't stop there. Whispers began to circulate about Aragorn. Viggo Mortensen's Ranger was always the quiet, commanding presence of the Fellowship, the reluctant heir who grew into a king. In Tolkien's appendices, Aragorn plays a crucial role in the hunt for Gollum, and so naturally, the question became unavoidable: will Mortensen come back? For now, the actor has chosen silence, neither confirming nor denying. And in the world of Hollywood, silence often speaks louder than words. The lack of a denial has only stoked the fire of speculation, leaving fans convinced that the return of Aragorn is more than just wishful thinking. But then came the inevitable question about Legolas. During a recent appearance on The Today Show, Orlando Bloom was asked point-blank if he'd be reprising the role of the immortal elf. His response was careful but telling. Bloom admitted that he hasn't heard anything about returning. At the same time, he was quick to add that nothing is impossible. He even confessed that while he loved playing Legolas, he would hate to see the role handed to someone else. That statement alone echoed what so many fans feel: Legolas is Orlando Bloom, and Orlando Bloom is Legolas. The idea of anyone else slipping into those boots, drawing that bow, and stepping onto the battlefield feels almost unthinkable. And yet, time waits for no one. By the time The Hunt for Gollum releases, it will have been nearly 24 years since the curtain closed on Peter Jackson's trilogy. 24 years. That's an entire generation. Which raises the unavoidable problem: how do you handle the passage of time with characters who, in Tolkien's world, barely age at all? Should Warner Brothers rely on de-aging technology to restore these actors to their youthful appearances? Or should they take the risk of recasting and hope that audiences accept new faces in legendary roles? Neither choice is without danger. We've already seen how fans can react to new interpretations of beloved characters. When Amazon's The Rings of Power introduced new actors as Galadriel and Elrond, the response was polarized. Some embraced the fresh vision, while others felt it clashed too harshly with what Jackson's films had already established. Warner Brothers must tread carefully here. A single casting misstep could fracture the fragile trust that fans still hold in the franchise. But let's look deeper into Tolkien's writings to see where Legolas might naturally fit into this story. The appendices of The Lord of the Rings reveal that after Bilbo's birthday party, yes, the one where Frodo inherits the One Ring, Aragorn takes it upon himself to track Gollum across Middle-earth. Eventually, he captures the creature and delivers him into the hands of King Thranduil, the elven ruler of Mirkwood. For those who remember the Hobbit films, Thranduil was brought to life with elegance and menace by Lee Pace. And of course, Thranduil's son is none other than Legolas. This detail isn't just a footnote in the lore, it's a potential doorway. When Gollum is imprisoned in Mirkwood, Legolas would almost certainly be involved in some way. Later, when Gollum manages to escape, it's Legolas himself who is sent to Rivendell to deliver the grim news. That mission places him directly in the path of destiny, leading to the Council of Elrond and the formation of the Fellowship. So if Serkis and his team choose to remain faithful to the original timeline, there's more than enough reason for Legolas to appear. And not just as a quick cameo, his presence could carry real narrative weight. Still, Serkis is not the type of filmmaker to simply follow a roadmap. As an actor, he revolutionized motion capture and brought depth to characters that many thought impossible to portray. As a director, he's shown a willingness to take risks and reimagine stories in new ways. So while the appendices give us a glimpse of where this tale could go, there's no guarantee that The Hunt for Gollum will stay within those boundaries. It might twist, it might expand, and it might even challenge what we think we know about Middle-earth. Another layer to consider is the use of technology. De-aging effects have advanced dramatically in recent years. From Marvel's flawless rejuvenation of Samuel L. Jackson in Captain Marvel to Harrison Ford's digitally restored face in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Hollywood has proven it can turn back the clock. But can it do so convincingly across multiple characters for an entire film? That's the gamble Warner Brothers will have to weigh. Some fans may accept it without hesitation, while others may feel it crosses into the uncanny valley. And if the alternative is recasting, well, let's just say fans still haven't forgotten the debates that raged around the Rings of Power. But here's the fascinating part. Even if Bloom doesn't return, Legolas' absence doesn't necessarily spell disaster. Some argue that keeping the focus tightly on Aragorn and Gollum could make for a more compelling, character-driven story. After all, Gollum isn't just a side note, he is the embodiment of the ring's corruption, the twisted shadow of what Frodo himself might become. Exploring that through Aragorn's eyes could reveal layers of both characters that we've never seen before. Yet for many fans, Middle-earth without Legolas simply doesn't feel complete. The emotional connection audiences formed with these characters 2 decades ago can't be overstated. These weren't just roles, they became cultural icons. Gandalf's wisdom, Frodo's burden, Aragorn's leadership, Legolas' unmatched skill, together they etched themselves into the hearts of millions. To revisit that world without at least some of those figures returning feels like walking through Rivendell with no Elrond, or crossing Rohan with no Theoden. Something essential would be missing. And so, the suspense grows. Every interview, every cryptic response, every rumor online adds another layer of intrigue. Orlando Bloom may claim he hasn't heard anything, but Hollywood's secrecy is legendary. Until Warner Brothers makes an official announcement, fans will keep dissecting every word, every expression, every pause in an interview for hidden meaning. What makes this story even more compelling is that it mirrors Tolkien's own world. Middle-earth has always been about mystery, the unknown dangers in the forest, the secret paths of the mountains, the shadows that whisper in the east. The hunt for Gollum carries that same energy. We know some of the players, but not the full game. We have hints of the story, but not the complete map. And just like the Fellowship, we're left to wonder what lies beyond the next end. So will Legolas return? For now, it's a question without an answer. What we do know is that the hunt for Gollum has already succeeded in doing what every great story must. It has reignited our imagination. Whether Bloom picks up the bow once again, whether Mortensen dons Aragorn's cloak, whether Gandalf raises his staff to the sky, each possibility feels electric. Each rumor feels like a spark waiting to ignite. As December 2027 draws closer, one thing is certain: Middle-earth is not done with us yet. And we, without question, are not done with Middle-earth.